Hello, hello. Welcome to Leap Take. And here at Leap Take, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And today we're going to do some planning. Now, this is the planner that I use for my witchy planner. Is the Zodiac one from the Happy Planner. I've talked about this before, but if you're not sure, let me just show you. I added these pages. But anyway, they have the zodiac signs here. They give you the dates and everything. So, like, we're in Taurus season, April 20th to May 20th, right? So, because of that, I thought, we're wrapping up Taurus season again on the 20th. So I thought, hey, let's go ahead and give a little Taurus love. Just, a little magical looking spread. So I have a couple different stickers that I want to use. I have these, and this is the older book, and I might use some of these. These are all Happy Planner. This brand, Stickerology. I know you can get it online at Amazon. I got this as a gift for my daughter. I don't even think she got it from Amazon, but I'm pretty sure you could get it on Amazon. But let's get to this planning. I like to jump right into it. So first off, I want to use this book. I forgot I even had it, and this is one of the problems with a lot of things. I want to just say, oh, this is my issue with stickers. No, this is my issue in general. With a lot of the things that I own my supplies, I forget a lot, guys, that I have these things. And you know what? I don't like doing that, by the way. I like to remember what I have. So I'm making an effort to be a little better about shopping my own stash because I have a good, I've collected a good amount of stickers and different items. So yeah, that's what that's about. So they have some really cute stickers on here. It says feeling, relax, breathe, and then just feeling, and then me time, journal. So I like a lot of these that are on here. They're really cute. And another one, because we are in this retrograde, I think it's good to have it will be okay. I like that a little bit, actually. I mean, I know it, but there's nothing wrong with this week kind of seeing it to remind me. So I'm going to put this like right here. So it's like the end of the week, just stands out. It will be okay. All right, so these are just more, I like the hearts. So I'm going to put some of these on here. If I can get them off. There we go. I do like the hearts. I think they're really cute. Okay. So, listen to your heart. Love that imagery. This is not standard for the Happy Planner, so this is kind of the thing that they were doing at one point. I kind of like that over here, a big spot. Trying to figure it out because if I put this here, it doesn't take up the whole area and it kind of falls down a little bit. I don't know. I'll think about it. Let's switch gears and get over into these other sticker books. So it is Taurus. So let's find some Taurus stickers. Oh my goodness. On my live yesterday, I was just talking about a host of different topics, like the fact that, emotions seem like they're running like really high. Now, I believe it was when I'm recording this, I believe this happened Saturday and not Friday with the grocery store shooting. Oh my gosh. The 18-year-old kid goes over to, I like this, do not fear change, goes over to a grocery store in a predominantly Black neighborhood and shoots up the place. Now, as of this morning, I did see that majority of people that he shot at were women. And I don't even understand anymore what? Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, that happened this morning. The information was made available. Black women he shot at. I don't know why. He had a whole manifesto. I know it's available for people to read. I'm not going to read it because I don't want to invite even more of that energy into my mind and my spirit. However, I'll just take, those who have read it, word about that. I'm not interested. I think I'll put this here. I'm not interested even figuring out what this young man was saying, because he's messed up in the head. However, this is back to Kevin Samuels. I said the same thing. Words matter. How what you're putting out into the universe matters. These words that these um, people are, saying, Tucker Carlson and a lot of these other people with the microphone are just spewing hate and fear and impressionable minds, like an 18-year-old young man, who thinks that he's losing something. I'm gonna tell you a little story. I remember a while ago, and this is a couple of years ago, not that long, by the way, like I want to say like maybe 2019. Someone I know was having a conversation. This black guy and a white guy, middle-aged dudes, right? So the black guy was talking about, they both work at the same place, and they were talking about new people coming on in the market, how it's changing in the line of work that they do. So the white guy says, well, yeah, I mean, because of affirmative action, I'm out of a job. And it was a very, very interesting and enlightening conversation, because the assumption was he saying that because the middle-aged black person who had a lot of experience at this point, was he working at this company with him because of affirmative action? And then I guess he realized what he was saying and switched it around to somebody else. And Tara is pragmatic, trustworthy, tenacious. I like that. Anyway, so they're having this conversation. I'm really kind of skipping over a lot here, but they were having this conversation. And then next thing you know, the white guy says, well, I'm out of a job if, they continue with affirmative action he meant not women, black guys. Because, and people like me, we'll lose everything. We'll just be losing everything. And he's like, I was told about the conversation. I kind of heard some of it, but I didn't hear the other person talking. And it threw the black guy off, like, wait, are you really saying this to me? So you really think that? So this guy thinks that if basically assuming that black people are not already in the world of the same business that they're in, and they're not actively looking for work or in a job and wanting to change up, like we don't already exist. And this idea that there's only enough for the white guy, there's not enough for anybody else, is telling. And he's having this open conversation with someone he considers a work colleague. Like, these are his true thoughts. And I'm just sitting here like, what the how? So you really think like that? Like, basically, that whole thing, you shouldn't have to feel good about yourself by putting somebody else down. You shouldn't have to feel a sense of importance by somebody else feeling less than. And I do have to wonder sometimes, like, what the F is going on? Like, and here's the thing. Check your bias. If you are a non-black person, check your bias. Do you have this thing in your head, like, where you don't really think about it, but the idea of a government with all black people in the United States, what does that immediately make you feel like? Like, how do you feel when you think about that? An all black government, everybody's black. Do you automatically assume that means less rights for you? Because I'm going to let you in on a secret as someone who is black, and I've been black all my life. And on top of that, I've got a little age on me, a little mileage there. Black people do not have this innate thing where we want to dominate and subject cruelty to white people, even after history has shown it's been done to us. And, this idea of, people saying, oh, well, slavery has been over. Like, come on, we have to get past that. What the fuck? Slavery? I know people who were born in the 60s who were kicking and very much alive. And I know people's moms and dads who had them in the 60s who are very much alive. Do you not know what happened in the 60s, the civil rights movement, the whole redlining, the reason why, we don't own as many homes or own home ownership has been basically, we've been locked out of that process for a good amount of years. So how other, specifically white people in this country have been able to amass even some modicum of wealth has been through real estate. Now, you may not see it as wealth because in your mind, well, it wasn't that much money. I mean, we're not rich, but you have some form of home ownership. There are neighborhoods that even till this day still have written. I know there's a place in Maryland, and I know for a fact there's a place in Virginia. It's a neighborhood, and they didn't update the bylaws that they have for the HOA in the neighborhood because it's been around since forever. One of those bylaws said no Black people could be in the neighborhood. And it was like, oh, you could just ignore that. And I'm like, ignore it. No, you need to change it. Like, that's how effed up it is. And by the way, I'm not making that up. That's a very real thing. It was still in the bylaws, still in the list of rules for the neighborhood. So yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, guys. So slavery is not the stopgap. People really believe that, which is why you do wonder maybe if critical race theory or some form of that really should be taught, because people seem to be very confused about time periods and what existed when. Like, I don't understand what the problem is, but it's willful ignorance. We already know that. But it makes me so angry, with what's going on. And I remember hearing, as someone who literally grew up in the hood, I remember hearing things like, well, they won't come here and do that. They won't bring it to us. They know not to come to the hood and do that. No, he came. It's a new day. It's a new day. They, he got real gassed up by listening to these privileged men who are behind a microphone on somebody's podcast or somebody's cable station, very privileged men, by the way. And he decided to behave the way he did and kill people. He killed 10 people because he's listening to this outrageous, the lies, this idea that something's being taken away from you because you see others possibly moving forward. Now, statistics will show that there has been some strides, but homeownership, when you look at the levels for Black people, are not better than they were decades before. Like, it hasn't gotten better. So there's actually a huge problem, because it's levels of poverty that's the problem. This whole thing upsets me. And then I see people saying, oh, well, we got to do something with the Black community, I struggle with even really I don't live in a place where I'm around a lot of Black people. So where does that leave me? And by the way, I know quite a few people like me. We've raised our kids. We're living in the suburbs. It's not predominantly Black. We don't have a Black section or anything like that we live in. I just live, with the other humans because, that's what we do. And, I keep hearing the Black community, and I swear it's like when Trump was running. And I remember at one point he was doing his little dance, his little speech, with, I think it was during a debate. And he kept saying the Black community. And I was like, I wonder, the Black community is to them some urban place. It's always like in a big city. And he's from New York, so I know he has a specific place in mind. And I'm not saying that those people who live in those cities should be ignored. However, Black people are not only in New York, Detroit, Chicago, and parts of LA, like around there, like, or Compton. So like, we are in other places. Oh, in the South, of course. But in the South, as someone who's lived in North Carolina and Georgia, parts of South Carolina, in and out work, but enough exposure. The Carolinas, we'll say that. All parts of Florida, obviously different parts of Georgia, around Fulton County area, and Tennessee. There are neighborhoods in the suburbs, or different. I don't want to say the whole neighborhood is black, but you have, especially I would say definitely Fulton County and Atlanta area. When I was there, there were neighborhoods that were brand new home builds. I lived in a beautiful home. Well, each time I've lived there, uh, I've lived in a beautiful home twice. I moved to Georgia at least twice. But anyway, the suburbs were predominantly black that I moved to, and these were working people, people degreed, highly educated, like people did well, entrepreneurs, that sort of thing. So when these politicians are saying black community, they don't mean those communities, right? And there's this picture of us, and that, I've talked to a lot of people over the years who kind of feel like, well, nobody wants to be associated with a losing team all the time, or pitied or victimized. And I think that's where you get the rise of a lot of the black Republicans. It's not fun being called the underdog and thinking you always, people looking at you like, oh, we know you need help. Well, I need reparations. I want to, let's chill with this help. Let's call it what it is, reparations. Pay what you owe. And yeah, I'm on a tangent. You just gonna ride with me while we do this planning. Pay what you owe. Here's why. This conversation of reparations seems to be gets people in a tizzy, especially these politicians. Well, well, how would that even look? I mean, how would we even do that? I mean, just anybody who say they're black, yeah, and I don't really care. I don't care if they only a quarter, 5%, 1%. If I know a white woman sitting on the Native American reservation right now because she had sex with and eventually married and birthed some babies with a Native American man. That man has since died. She's still on that reservation with them children that are half Native American. She is not. Somehow that's okay though. So guess what? I don't care if some people who maybe are technically not really black get the reparations. And what does reparations look like? Free health care, not no subpar BS, all loans paid off, higher education is paid for. And fun fact, they're about to take away your public education. That is coming. It might not be federally done, but statewide, that's going to start happening. Public education is eventually going to go away as we know it. It's going to be in a different format. The brick and mortar schools are about to go away. It's going to be more of a situation like a voucher program, and it's going to be virtual in small little groups. In other countries, fun fact, public education is not a guarantee. It's not something that's free for everybody. This country wants to monetize just about everything. There are the powers that be who have a different idea about what America should be. They want to harken back to the past, but with new technology. Hence the whole thing with the abortions and people saying, oh, don't use the Flow app and other apps like that track your period. I've heard a lot of people say well, why are you making this about a race thing? This is about a people thing and a lower class thing. Two things can be true at the same time. When people think of lower class, they think of black people. Fun fact. When people think of those communities that need help or sensitive communities, the vulnerable communities, they think black people. Whatever you think of in the classist world, and you say, oh, well, socioeconomics, it's black people. That's who y'all talking about. People are not thinking of people who live in a trailer park. Some, but they don't think that's a big enough issue. They do believe it's us. And yes, there is a concerted effort so that black people include, and where does it come from? It comes from that story I told you with the friend of mine was having with the white guy. And the white guy is saying he has this assumption that if a black person gets a job, a white person loses a job because there's only enough for white men, not for anybody else, just them. That's who keeps white supremacy going. Yes, it starts at the top, but it comes down and it's in their minds. It's a bias. It's just there. If that guy's sitting on a team to hire people, which fun fact, he has been part of the team to see if the new guy comes in, if he's a good guy, he's like the third interview person. second or third. So if that guy is on that team, what do you think he's gonna do if it's between down to a white guy and a black woman for that matter? How do you think his opinion is gonna go, regardless of experience? He's got it in his head that he's got to protect the white man because the white man just can't make it in this world right now. Ooh, child. In tangent. Let me go. I'm not even gonna keep it back up again. But that's how I feel about all that on this fine Sunday that you're watching it. Ooh, child. And what do I do about all this? I don't do just mindless spells out into the universe. I don't believe in doing that. But I do I've mentioned it a lot of times here on my channel. I send out protection around me and mine and my family and the people that I care about. That's what I do. I send protection out into the universe because I feel like right now that's what I can do, to protect those of us who, can't protect themselves. That's where I'm at. She has fire in her soul and grace in her heart. That grace thing is, I'm after today, y'all, I'm running out of grace right now. Y'all making me want to stockpile more weapons. I'm gonna just say that. Like to protect, like is some bull popping off when I go to the dang on Five Below or Target or, if I go to the nearest supermarket, and sometimes I like to go and find deals at like, the Asian store. They just opened up an Asian store in a couple different. I know there's one in Scottsdale that I like to go to. There's a couple down in Chandler. I think there's something in Phoenix. Like somebody gonna go off because they, mad at that particular group or like I don't know what to think anymore. Okay, let's get into this. The dream catchers. I think these are cute. I like the ideas of. I do. Again, this is to me tapping into, I don't know, some cultural stuff. I've used two before, but I don't know. I feel funny using it. Am I the only one? If you have the sticker book or stuff like this, like it feels funny to use it. That's just me. So I really, you can see I barely use it. I've been through this book, but like I said, I'm trying to shop my stash. So I think I'm just about done. These are cute little things, but I don't know if they're really gonna go. So I'm using all my Witchy-esque happy planner books. Like I said, shopping my stash. A lot of them are about, the signs and all that sort of stuff, which is cool. Always remember to be kind. I mean, those are cute, but like I don't have a kindness issue of outgoing. For me, it's the world coming in. I stay in the house a lot for that reason. Like I laugh, but seriously, I stay in the house an awful lot because I just like the world is just, I already said it's too peoply and scary. And somebody said, well, you can't do that. You got to live your life. You can't be afraid. Well, when 10 people get killed just shopping at a supermarket on a Saturday, which is a very realistic thing for me to have been doing, I think there's a reason to be a little nervous. I think I'm allowed to get a little up in arms about stuff like that. And you too, by the way, because you just don't know what group is next. Chris Rock years ago, he had a stand-up act that he did, and he was talking about this is like right after or shortly after 9/11, and he's Chris Rock, if you didn't know, is from New York, and he was talking about all of a sudden you got these people saying, oh, forget them, we're the Arabs, the Muslims, just ignorant comments and stuff like that. He said people were saying F the Muslims and all this sort of stuff. And then, he said the problem with that is the more people get riled up talking like that, he said, trust me, it's going to be some Jews and it's going to be the Hispanics and the N-word people are definitely going to be next on the list. And that's just facts. Honey, if you're on a hate campaign, we don't have nothing to do with nothing. We didn't blow up nothing. We didn't do nothing. But trust me, black people going to be on that list of people you're about to attack. Don't have nothing to do with nothing. But it seems like it's always, open for interpretation or something like that. To be in a world where you are so hated and then to be constantly gaslit where people say, why are you making everything about race? Because it is, honey. if you're not black, you don't, and black people are trying to tell you what's going on and tell you how they feel, believe them. Don't sit there and try to tell them that's not what it is. Don't do that. That's the first step if you want to not be a jerk. Listen to when people tell you. To me, that's just, then you got to see me as human though. You got to see me as somebody who feels things, and that's human. And not, tricky black girl out here, trying to get over on you, because you know how we are. Fun fact, I'm not saying these things out of nowhere. Those words have been said to me before. When you gather, you gather, you just sitting around talking to your friends at work as grown adult women dressed professionally at work, and you see your friend and maybe they see somebody else and y'all all are black or maybe people of color. We'll just say that because this is an open season type or open comment. But no, I have heard this. What are you girls plotting? What are you up to? Plotting? What the fuck? Like, I'm saying good morning. How was your weekend? Like normal workers? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Yeah, that sort of stuff. This is why I know I don't need to be in nobody's actual physical building. I'm okay with doing work remotely because my face, I can't fix it fast enough, and that mouth is going to mouth. I could always hit mute. But this face is going to give you the real me of what I'm really trying to say. The face will give it away. I'm going to tell you that. I think I want to add a little more color over here. I'm running this. Yeah. I think I want to do this here. A little hodgepodge. So this is giving some organized, chaotic energy. I don't know why this folded like this. I don't know. It's got like a little bump here. But anyway, so this is my completed week. And I'm going to have a sip of my tea in my pretty Aries cup. It's peppermint tea. So just keep things open, because that's what we're doing. Keeping an open mind this week. Just flowing with things. I wanted to kind of get a little bit of that blue on this side of the page. I like that. And the greens. You see what I mean? I'll try to mix it up a little bit. The grayish blue. That sort of stuff, and a little bit of the gold. I like balance on each side. I don't want to, this is something totally different than this one. So I still have plenty of room to write, make any lists that I need to, any highlights or focus. And then I left this page, and I'm not sure if I want to leave this page, but I don't know what to put there. Zodiac book doesn't. Let me double check. Nope. No boxes. It's just like the signs or stuff. Okay, so I guess it is what it is with this one. It is what it is. Let me see if I can find some more. I mean, that Taurus could cover it, but that isn't big enough. I might just have to let this go. I could put the green circle, but that looks too much. Trust your gut. I'm a big believer in doing that, but... Manifesting current mood, manifesting my dreams. I know that's right. So that's a no. So I'm gonna have to just find a way to use that this week and just go with it. It's a good day to have a good day. I like that. I say that to myself sometimes, especially on a Monday. It's a good day to have a good day. And even today, it's a good day to have a good day. And that's the attitude. It's not that I'm ignoring what's happening in the world by having a good day. I'm not betraying anything or avoiding anything. It's more of a thing of, I always say, more than one thing could be true at once. I could be having a great day while unfortunately tragedy or the aftermath of tragedy is happening in the world. And that's just it's always been that way, by the way. This is not new. People have... there's been tragedies happening someplace else, maybe closer to you, but you still had a good day. And so you want to believe, as we've gotten, more technology, and essentially you hope humans have evolved, that we would do better. And in some cases we are. In other cases, not so much, because that 18-year-old kid was taken away by the police, handled relatively gently, not a scratch on him. Interesting. Yeah. All right. That's all I got. This is an honest plan with me, with Taurus energy, which makes sense because that's how a Taurus is. You know, pragmatic, trustworthy, and tenacious. You know, they're like a dog with a bone when it comes to certain things that they believe in, and that's kind of how I feel right now. So I'm definitely feeling the last bit of the Taurus energy going through this last week. All right. Thanks for watching. I'm Mika. This is Leap Taken. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Also, consider hitting the join button. If you're interested in any of the services that I offer, please go to leaptaken.com and you can check out the services I offer. I have two different levels of readings. Pretty reasonably priced, especially for an hour reading. Then I also offer a mentor program. Now, the dates change because, I want to dedicate time with each person that I work with, and I change it around to try to give open spots that make sense, depending on what part of the world you're in. So check that out frequently to see, if there's a time slot that makes sense for you. And also I offer a monthly subscription service as well. So you can go check that out as well, around the moon readings, very insightful, personalized readings there. And also you walk away with the pages for your book, Shadow to Build. But I'm out of here. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And let's hope let's hope eventually things get better in this world. All right. Thanks. Bye.